I've got a live demo for you here of a cluster autoscaler working in tandem with a new controller called Headroom controller. Now, its job is to make sure there's some buffer or capacity that's sacrificial with a very low priority, and the idea being is that anything that you need to schedule, you scale from 0, you scale from 1 to 2, you perhaps just roll out a new deployment via Argo CD, it can run instantly because there's capacity for us to evict and remove. What we'll do is we'll start off with a demo. So you can see that I have one node. It's running in K3s on a VM in Firecracker managed by our Slicer product. You'll see some videos about Slicer scaling to thousands of pods using Ampere dev machine. It's very interesting. But the main thing we're focusing on is this Headroom controller. Now in the background, there's also the cluster autoscaler deployed and running, and that is scaling nodes as required. First things first, let's have a quick look at our workload. It's Nginx, and it's 1.5 CPUs, it's 3 gigs of RAM. The machines have 2 CPUs and 4 gigs of RAM, meaning we can only have one of these per machine. Okay, let's apply the fast one. What we see is container creating and it's immediately on there. That is perfect. But we can't fit a second one because we've just not got the space. We apply it, it's pending. Now, if you're in AWS or a similar cloud, you've got a 1 to 2 minute wait here. And if a user is in the hot path for this, that's never a good thing. We don't want that sort of latency affecting customers. We've got to wait, and this is about as fast as you can get, without optimizing it further. Probably about 10 seconds. And now it's scheduled. Okay, let's apply our Headroom and see how that works. So the Headroom resource is a new custom resource. It has a number of replicas, so you can set 100 MI of RAM or 100 millicores and have 10 replicas of that. You can spread it out across different nodes using topology spread constraints. You can set a security class. There's a lot of different things you can do with it. Or you can just have one big one, which is what we're doing here. And we've right-sized this one to the load that we know we're going to need. So let's get that applied. And as explained earlier, our nodes are sized so that an Nginx or this particular Headroom need an entire node to run. Well, we should end up getting that third node added now, and this is just the buffer. So it's pending. Node should get added at the top. We can do a curl into Slicer and we actually see the different VMs created there. Okay, so we've got it. The Headroom is now running. So just to clear this and run it again so it's a bit clearer for you, one node, number 3, is running the Headroom. Node 1 is Nginx 1, node 2 is Nginx 2. Now if you were using Carpenter, for instance, if we were to then go and apply Nginx 3, you're going to have to wait a long time, potentially. Instead, it immediately terminates and immediately starts Nginx 3 without any waiting whatsoever other than the usual pulling of the container and starting. Now, our Headroom can't be scheduled, so the cluster autoscaler is going to actually give us another node. And as we can see, we've got K3s4. That node is now ready, and the Headroom or buffer is now allocating itself to K3s4. So in this instance, because we've deliberately got small nodes and deliberately got an over-provisioned Nginx, we've ended up with 3 Nginxes, 3 different hosts, and a Headroom on number 4. So if we were to apply Nginx 4, if we had that, again, instant drop, instant eviction of the Headroom pod, and in comes Nginx 4. Now we could have also, as I said, had 10 of those Headrooms or Headroom with 10 replicas. It would have done the same thing. And this works with pretty much any autoscaler. whether that is going to be cluster autoscaler, a managed node group, some automated system. It should just work. And if there's any peculiarities, anything that you notice, feel free to reach out. We'll take a look at it. For now, this has been tested with Carpenter and the open source Kubernetes Autoscaler, and that should cover most of your needs. Right, we'll wrap the demo up there now and refer to the blog post for further instructions.